I listened with admiration, and wanting him to continue, I said, "Yes, Cephalus, but I suspect that most people don't believe you when you talk this way. They think you bear old age easily, not because of your character, but because you're wealthy. For wealth is known to be a great comfort." Cephalus replied, "You're right. They don't believe me, and there is some truth in what they say, but not as much as they think." I could respond to them the way Themistocles answered the man from Seriphos, who told him that he was only famous because he was from Athens. Themistocles said, "If I were from Seriphos, or you from Athens, neither of us would be famous." In the same way, I'd say to the poor who complain about old age, for a good man without wealth, old age is not unbearable, but a bad man, even if he is rich, can never find peace within himself. Continuing Cephalus's argument on the disposition of the soul, he acknowledges that wealth can offer some relief, but true contentment, even in old age, comes not from external comforts, but from the state of the soul. As the Proverbs of Solomon agrees, riches can provide comfort, but they cannot bring inner peace unless the heart is rightly ordered toward God. Better is little with righteousness than great revenues with injustice. Proverbs 16:8. Cephalus's distinction between a good poor man and a bad rich man echoes Christ's own teaching. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? Mark 8:36. Wealth, when rightly used, is not evil, but if it is used to mask a corrupt soul or becomes a person's trust, it always leads to ruin. Cephalus intuitively senses this, saying that no amount of riches can bring peace to the wicked. St. Basil the Great wrote in his homily on the rich, "Wealth is like a snake. It slithers away unless grasped by virtue." And we are reminded even more strongly by Christ's own words to the rich young man who had kept the commandments but lacked one thing. Jesus, looking at him, loved him and said to him, "You lack one thing. Go, sell all that you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. And come, follow me." Mark 10:21. This moment reveals the true test of the heart, not merely obedience in outward form, but inward trust in God above wealth. The young man went away sorrowful, not because wealth is sinful, but because he trusted in his own money more than in God. The tragedy was not in his possessions, but in what possessed his heart. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Matthew 6:21. Socrates' comment suggests that people wrongly assume peace comes from circumstances, a grave misunderstanding that even many Christians fall into. The wisdom of God warns against this illusion. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. Even Themistocles' reply, which emphasizes the role of where one is born or external fortune, is subtly refuted by the Christian view. It is not where you come from, but what you do with what you're given that is measured by God. The heart of Cephalus' argument that peace comes from a good heart, not from being rich, is exactly what the saints proclaim. St. Augustine writes in City of God, Book 19, Chapter 13, "Peace is the tranquility of order, and true order is found only in those whose affections are rightly placed in God Above all, this confirms Cephalus's insight. Peace is not the result of wealth, but of a rightly ordered soul. And though this distinction might appear obvious, it is essential to understanding the true wealth of God. Though wealth of the world may ease the burdens of life, it is a virtuous heart that is the only true foundation for enduring peace, especially in old age. Christianity fully agrees and deepens this truth. Only a heart at peace with God can be truly at peace at all. As St. Augustine clarifies, "You have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our heart is restless until it rests in you."